Okay, so you want to get rid of your nonstick cookware. I get that. Most people are telling me they want to do that. But the big hurdle, the big barrier, sometimes it's a gigantic brick wall in which people run into, is they're like, I don't know how to use carbon steel. I don't know how to use cast iron. You know, you may have a friend that you see, they use it and it looks so great and it's easy, but you are intimidated by it. That's totally fine. It's normal. We deal with it all the time. You know, grown adults, been cooking for 15 or 20 years in the kitchen and you're intimidated by what seems to be a very simple process. Totally get it. It's normal. Don't feel bad. Just come along and we'll get this and make it happen. So what you need to know in a nutshell is seasoning is taking oil, a very thin amount of oil on a pan and hardening it by cooking it onto the surface. And you layer that over and over and over and over again, and you create a polymerized nonstick surface. That's it in a nutshell. That's the basics of what it is. So you just put one shiny, smooth amount of wet oil, and it can either be also in a paste. We sell what's called a buzzy wax, that is oil and wax. Field cast iron pan to make the best pans in the world. They have come out with their own and it's absolutely spectacular. I'm loving it. It's, you know, as good as buzzy wax, comes in a really nice big container. Really, really great. So you use one of these sorts of products, you put on a really thin layer, you put some heat to it, just starts to smoke, let it cool, layer one. Then you build that up and you keep layering all the time. You cook in it, you create some mess, some things are a little bit stuck on. You take a scouring pad or a chainmail scrubby, you take that off. Nice and simple, under running water. You take your oil, you wipe it on, heat, cook it on, seasoned, post-seasoned, ready to go. Right? Nice and simple. You do that on carbon steel, you do that on cast iron, you do that on enameled cast iron. Super simple process. But I understand that actually just learning that and getting it right with the variables of what goes on in a kitchen can be really intimidating. So I've created lots of video before. There's several YouTube videos that we have that you can go back and check out. There's also lots of other people that are creating really great content that's basically all the same thing, how to season a cast iron pan. But that is the part that you need to get your head around. If you're gonna be successful getting away from nonstick, which we really want you to, you've got to accept that maintaining your pans is what you're buying into. The pan and the cost of the pans are very simple. It's very easy to understand which one to buy. But if you don't want to or you're unwilling to maintain a pan like this, you're not going to be successful and it's going to be stressful for you. And I suggest don't get away from nonstick. Like if you're not going to do it, don't make the move. I've had many people that have tried to without really committing and they're miserable. So if you're going to commit, happily commit. Buy a new lifelong carbon steel or cast iron pan that you'll have forever and pass on to the next generation. But you have to realize that there's a bit of a process. It's not a huge deal. It's really quite simple. Once you season the pan and get it up and working, maintenance of it is really easy and just more use. You just get more comfortable with it and you run into different scenarios and you just get moving. If you have the right tools, the right sort of cleaner and the right type of oil, it works really, really easy. And so to be successful, you need to spend the time to learn how to season, learn how to post-season, learn how to clean appropriately, figure out which pan is the right pan for you, and then go all in. Like put the nonstick into the recycle, don't buy another piece of nonstick ever, learn how to do everything that you would have done from frying egg to creating a crepe, doing anything nice and delicately that you thought you had to have nonstick for, can be done in carbon steel or cast iron. Absolutely. I've never not been able to replicate something that I couldn't have done in a nonstick pan. So that you have my word on that. And if you have a problem, I will show you how to make it right. So hopefully that is a good, quick rundown on what you need to know to make the move from nonstick to a lifelong pan. Any questions, please let me know directly. You can email me. You can put a response to this video below. And like I said, check out any of our previous YouTube videos for the detailed how-to. And I hope that you are ultimately successful.